Hello, 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 and welcome back to Farming Without the Bank podcast. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for joining for the first time. And a huge thank you for those of you that are binge listening to me. You know who you are. Every time I meet you online, you're like, that was me. I'm one of those. The people that have been here for a while have not had to do that. So this is awesome. Hey, before I get started with today's subject, it was brought to you by a request from a client. And so if you guys have requests of topics that I should cover, please email me. I am happy to cover those. Some of them take a little bit longer if I have to do some research, and just make a good podcast out of it. Typically, I can give you a real short answer in no time, right? But we still need to have a decent informational podcast. If you are watching on YouTube, I have my Keep Calm and Farm On Without the Bank shirt on. So for those of you that are looking for some cute garb, I don't know what you call it, merch. That's the new word. You can go to farmingwithoutthebank.com and you can go to t-shirts and sweatshirts, and you can even order yourself your own t-shirt or sweatshirt if you want. Okay, so the question that I had when I emailed to me, texted to me, whatever, was, Mary Jo, what happens to Farming Without the Bank if you die? And this is not the first time I've gotten that question. I actually got that question a couple weeks ago from a young guy, and he said, now I don't mean to be insulting, but what happens if you pass away? And so this can be a real short podcast because I just don't think I have a whole lot to talk about, and I'm on vacation as I am recording this. I have agents that I have trained. I have colleagues. I have a colleague that has been my mentor for years, and he knows about farming. And so should something happen to me, he will take over, but he and I travel a lot together. And so if Wade is not able, and I've had Wade in my podcast, as a guest before. And so if Wade is not able to take over because God forbid a plane goes down or we're driving together, then there are other agents that I have trained. One in particular that I have trained, and he would be able to help you through. There are also agents you can call the Infinite Banking Institute. And David Stearns knows who I am. He knows which agents would most likely be able to help you and take good care of you. If you call the office, if I died tomorrow, my office is not going to be shut down, you guys. That's not going to happen because I still have Jess, my assistant. I still have Tiara as well. And so especially Jess has been with me for a long time. She knows the other agents. She knows who's going to be able to take care of you. I have great relationships with an agent out of Arizona, out of Texas, out of Vegas. And so it's a matter of just getting you guys somebody that understands farming, and I have that piece covered as well. But here is the big thing. If I died, Jess will let you guys know that I died, and please be patient with her. Please make sure that you give her a little bit of time to get everybody notified and to get everything settled, because it's going to be a large undertaking. You know, we have several hundred clients, and so she needs to contact everybody and figure everything out. Like, she's going to have a lot on her shoulders at the time. Yes, she'll have people to help her. If you have a policy with One America, with Lafayette Life, those are my main companies that I work with. You should be able to call those companies, especially One America. You should be able to call One America and talk to somebody in charge, not whoever answers the phone, but somebody in upper level management. Those people also know exactly who I am. Okay. They will be able to help you. Now, staff changes over there all the time. Shoot, you could call the CEO or the vice president of independent brokerage and they would know exactly who I am. They would get you in touch with the right people. Like, people know me and they're going to be able to help you, which is all that's important, is they will know who to put you with, because those people also know who and is going to work mostly like myself. Because let me tell you, they've experienced me and they know my morals and they know my beliefs and they know what I stand for, and they will find another agent to help you that feels the exact same way. Okay, with all that being said, you also, I'm encouraging you, you listen to the podcasts, you read the books, you listen to Nelson Nash's book, you read Nelson Nash's book. You listen to as much stuff as you can, and you use me and ask me as many questions as you can while I'm alive. Okay? I don't anticipate going anywhere anytime soon. The longevity of my family, depending on the sides, we're looking at like 77 to 98. Yeah. It's a long time. And so I don't plan to go anywhere. Does that mean I'm going to work forever? Yes, I do plan to work forever. Do I plan to put in 50, 60-hour weeks forever? No, I don't plan to do that. And so there will come a time that I slow down. I don't anticipate that being any time in the near future either. So, but if something should happen to me, this is you becoming the banker, right? Isn't that what the name of Nelson's book is? Becoming your own banker. You understanding infinite banking. I can't tell you, and I'm sure you guys have heard me say it a million times, this is not Mary Jo being your banker. This is you being the banker. You taking the responsibility to learn it. If you are a client, you have access to me all the time to ask questions, to change thought processes. I just talked to a client the other day. He's been a client for, I don't know, probably 5 years, and he's still running strategies by me. And now he knows the majority of them and his thought process is right where it's supposed to be. But that didn't happen by him not talking to me. By me talking to people, and I can tell you, the clients that call me every quarter, maybe once a month for 6 months, we end up talking because we have to work through, how are we going to use this? What are we going to use it for? How are we going to pay loans back? Do we take a loan for that? Do we not take a loan for that? What happens if I'm expanding? What happens if I have a good year and I've come into money? What happens, for whatever reason? Sometimes it's as easy as an email. And sometimes I'll get the email and be like, yeah, that's going to require a phone call. And I will then call you and we will talk about it. Okay. The service piece of this is super important for me because it's not you becoming your banker alone. That is why we have certified practitioners. That is why I am a certified practitioner, to teach you the concept, to share the information with you. And the good thing is the majority of that information is out there, minus the stuff that is absolutely subject to you. But if you don't listen to the podcast and educate yourself, when I'm gone, it's going to be harder for you because you can't just pick up the phone and call me. Okay? I have had several clients ask, can we buy life insurance on you? Because what happens when you're gone? So, and what's funny, I was talking to another agent the other day, and he asked me about a kid's policy and ending it at age 70. And I said, why do you want to do that? And he said, because I might not be here and I don't want them to blow up the policy. Well, you can't necessarily blow up a policy unless you just quit paying it, right? But we as practitioners better have a succession plan as well. Now, the agent that I have trained is 27, And then I have a daughter that is 16. Will she take this over? I don't know. She's hemmed and hawed about it. We'll see. She's not just getting it because she needs to understand farming. She needs to understand why we're doing it. She needs to have the same passion that I do. I'm not just handing it over because, oh, you were born from me. Like, that's not happening. I'm not that easy of a parent. However, I'm always looking for people to be able to help me. Right now, it's myself, right? And I want to make sure that I'm taking care of people. You also, when you go online to schedule, you have an option to schedule with John. Most people are just waiting to schedule with me, and that's great. That's fantastic. I get it. I always go to the expert. Always. If I listen to a book and I like it, I'm like, ooh, yeah, I'm going right to the expert. I don't want their helpers because I want the person that knows. And so just know that I do have an exit strategy. And please be kind to Jess because she will have a lot to deal with. But you guys, I have it all in place. When I die, there's a certain amount of death benefit that goes to certain individuals that are to take care of certain things and make sure that Jess keeps getting paid and make sure that the doors stay open and that everything should be transitioned. It's not going to be smooth because it's never going to be smooth, but at least there will be money there and nobody has to work for free and nobody's going to get up one day without a job and our phones aren't going to be shut off. Okay. It's part of planning. I tell you guys to do it. So I did a little myself and we all should. It doesn't matter if it's another agent. That agent should be planning. If they're not planning and they're not taking care of you, then there's an issue. Now, am I to the point where sometimes it takes few days for my clients to get in to talk to me? Yes. But if it's an emergency, they can let us know it's an emergency and I will call them yet that day or the next morning. But without the help and the knowledge right now of being able to pass work off, and I don't really want to pass work off, let's be honest. Some agents that I know are all about standing on stage and talking to people and being out there and traveling and spreading the message and doing the marketing. And yes, I do have to do marketing, but man, my favorite is sitting one-on-one with you guys and talking to you and getting to know you and, you know, what are you doing? How's it going? Like learning all those new things and exciting things that you're doing. That's what I love because then I'm like, oh, guess what? This guy's a shrimp guy. Guess what? This guy can't keep enough beef on the shelf. You know, I mean, those giving people ideas and just trying to help is awesome. I love it. And so it would be very hard for me to just step away and be like, oh, hey, just let me be the face of Farming Without the Bank. And then I'll just shuffle you all off. I will take less clients before I get to that stage, I do believe, and never meet with clients. But I am getting to the point where, you know, it's a concern. What happens if Mary Jo dies? Legitimate question. And look at there. I made that like 13 minutes, which is ridiculous. I can talk like nobody else. Okay, you guys, let me know if you have more questions. But that was an easy one for me to spit out while I'm on vacation. Now I am going to resume vacation and I am going to go clean up the yard and do a bunch of things around the house because we were supposed to be in Fort Worth and we got sick and we're not able to go. So here we are, stuck at home, healthy, happy, working our tails off. All right, you guys, if you've not gotten the book, go to farmingwithoutthebank.com, grab your book, grab Nelson's book, Becoming Your Own Banker. If you've not read Warehouse of Wealth, go ahead, grab that one. The more information you are armed with, the better banker you are going to be. And then let me know if there's anything I can do. Mary Jo at withoutthebank.com. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.